One time, I went on a date with a girl whose father had threatened to kill me. Let me explain. So, I was in high school, and I was a lifeguard, and I taught swimming lessons, and I was on swim team, and a lot of my social circle happened at that pool because these were the only people that I hung out with outside of school. So I wanted to take one of these girls on a date, and she was really nice, and she was attractive, and I was in high school, and it was safer to ask a friend of mine who I figured would say yes, even if she wasn't that interested in me. So I asked her on a date, and for the purposes of this story, let's call her Emily. We'll protect the names of the innocent here. So I went to go pick her up on the day of the date. And this was a semi-formal dance that we were going to at my high school. So I showed up at her house, and I rang the doorbell. And the stress and the anticipation of like, okay, I think this is the right house, and who's going to answer the door, and do they have a large dog that's going to attack me, and all of these thoughts this teenager mind of mine was worried about. And her sister opened the door, and her sister said, "Oh, she's not quite ready yet, but you can come in, come have a seat." So I sat on the couch in their front living room, and I waited for a minute or two, and then my date's father came into the room. He sat down across from me, and he said, "Hey, so your name's Mark. Tell me about yourself. What do you like to do?" And I said, "Well, I'm a lifeguard, and I teach swimming lessons, and I'm on swim team. I'm on swim team, and I also like not being interrogated by my date's father," but I didn't say that. So as I'm sitting there in this awkward conversation where I knew he really didn't care that much about what I liked, and he was just trying to make small talk, I did my best, and there came a point where there was just enough of an awkward pause that he felt that he could interject something that he'd clearly been sitting on for a long time. And as we'd had kind of this somewhat, friendly back and forth dialogue, it came out of the clear blue when he just suddenly looked straight at me and deadpan, serious, said, "I have a shotgun, I have a shovel, and I have 40 acres. They'll never find you." And then he just sat back in his chair, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if he was serious. I didn't know what he thought my intentions were with his daughter. I mean, I liked her, but I didn't even like her. That was the furthest thought from my mind. There was no need to threaten violence. And I was like 16 or 17. I was some dumb teenager. It freaked me out. And a couple of minutes later, after we sat there in awkward silence and I didn't know what else to say, he said, "Well, I'll go see if she's ready." He had let about 2 minutes go by of awkward silence. So he went and got her, and Emily was ready. She came back. To this day, I don't know if it was staged. I don't know if it was a setup. But she told me in the car on the way to the dance, she said, "Oh, did you have a good conversation with my father?" And I didn't know what to say. Was that a good conversation? I don't know. He threatened violence. And at least for a few minutes, I believed he was serious. How about you? Have you ever had an experience like that? A weird, fatherly, protective kind of experience where somebody's threatened to take you out? I was taking out his daughter, and he threatened to take me out. That's it. Subscribe to this channel, let me know what you think about this story, and peruse around, look at the other ones on the channel, you'll like them. Thanks.